The 60 Corvette from the fine folks over at Revell. This is a car which is the favorite of many, and I probably don't need to tell you a lot about the Corvettes in 1955, obviously, or in the mid-1950s, 54, 55. Original Corvette looked quite different and certainly performed quite different. Now, this is now, we are now in 1960. 1958 is more or less the style you are looking at. That's when they came out, changed it done by 61 and 62. Where they not considerably slight changes, and then by 63 obviously we have the the split window at the back. We all remember those, very iconic. 1960 they were up to 315 horsepower. They obviously a sports car by then. It was a V8 283 or 4.6 liter engine, and in America, certainly very, very popular. In Europe, hardly anybody knew about them. Yeah, but yeah, I love them. My wives love them, which is the reason I have a couple of kits of those. And that's the reason why I got this 1960 here, which we're going to have a look at. Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. 1960 Corvette. It's obviously a beautiful car, as you can see here, and you can obviously go for the color scheme or any color scheme, which is the nice thing with cars. You are not bound to any historical realism. You just go for it and paint it the way you want. But the Corvette line obviously has been coming on for some time. It says here Revell. I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't have been originally somebody else's kit. But we will have a look at that right now when we pop over to the history. And right, here we are with the 1960 Corvette, or Corvette 60 as they call it, from the fine folks over at Revell. We are looking at a rebox from 1989. So we kind of have an idea what we can expect once we open the box. Now, the timeline of the Corvette is an extensive one, and it's certainly everybody is involved here. We started 1959. With this particular one, 59 as we just have heard, 59, 58, 60, 61, 62, even to a degree, they all looked very, very similar. Right, now the first one was this one here, which certainly should have a look at. We always want to have a look at this. Look at these box arts. I mean, you gotta love that. I do. That is just fantastic. So that's what we look at, but that's all Revell. So that's very interesting. So let's move on. So monogram only came in a little bit later. We are now looking at 2012. Ours came out in 1989. There it is. Then there was another new box right over here. And a couple of beautiful box arts here from Revell. Right over here. Look at that. I mean, yeah. Very, very interesting, like they did the box arts in the old days. And then obviously 2017, let's have a look here. As a set, but also can also get it without the set. 2017 was the last time Revell got it out right over here. This looks like the horrible European box version. Yeah, that's what it is. So we are lucky enough we have the US version. 125, a 1960 Corvette. This is a 1958 right over here, which is the latest one in the series if you want so. But we're gonna have a look at this one, and we're gonna have a look at it in quite some detail down at the bench, where I will see you in a minute. And here we are with the Revell 1960 Corvette 125, ein Plastikmodellbausatz, and it already had the green point, der grüne Punkt. Right, here it gives you a little of the color call art, a little bit of the details right over here, a bit more about the car itself. It says it's a level 3. Once again, a little bit more about the car, how to build a kit and what is in the box. And here it gives you a rundown of the levels. As you can see, well-used kit, certainly not new, bought it second-hand. But we can Here we have a bag full of plastic right over here. Then we have a bit of chrome right over here. Then we have instruction sheet. And then we have sell to the different Revell outlets, and they actually do very nice. They give you, want to know where you bought it, what you would like to see as the next kit, etc. In those days when we still wrote letters and postcards by hand, remember that? Here we are. Here we have the rather aged decals right over here. Might be able to rescue those actually. Not too bad. Not too bad. Right. There's no cracks as far as I can see. Right. We'll figure that out and cross that bridge once we get there. In the meantime, let's have a quick look at the instruction sheet. Typical this instruction sheet. Oh, here we go. It's not even a booklet. It's a fold out. So it has engine, headers, the belt assembly right over here, rear suspension, etc. Then how to put the engine together. As you can see, not too complicated, not too many parts around here. Go dashboard right over here. Details in the engine bay and the lights, of course, iconic as they are. How to get the hood or bonnet to open. Radiator, which by 1960, by the way, was aluminium. That was one of the changes from the 1958. Then we'll turn it around, got the wheels, put the wheels together, and the windscreen, and then obviously the decals right over here. The print looks like it's a bad photocopy. It really is. It's not a photocopy, it's the original thing, but just shows you how quality of these things have improved. Right. I don't know if you, but I didn't see any tires in here. Maybe they're in the big bag. I also didn't see. Yeah. Right. What we certainly did see is the chrome. So let's have a closer look at that, shall we? Right, here we are. Nothing is loose, so that's very nice to see. We have the frame of the window right over here. Front grille. Here we go. All in one. 1960 in there. Light, that is, I would assume, for the wheels right over here. Then we have wheels right over here as well. Here we go. We have the front lights right over here, and then the trim, which is the back trim. Here we go. Which is all in one piece, which can be a curse or a saving. And here we have, let me get a bit closer so you can see that, we have the instrument panel kind of instruments right over here. I think that's what it is. And no, it looks like a Chevy hallmark which goes in the car, not the instruments. All right, we'll have a look at that right now once we look at the white parts. Did we see any decals for the instruments? Not sure. Let's have another look here. Yes, we did. We did. There's. So yeah, that's certainly not the instruments. Instruments have decals, and that's where they will be used. Where is that instrument panel? Where's the dashboard? Where's everything? Well, let's have a look here, shall we? This looks like it has been re-closed, resealed, if you want so. Lots of parts, tires on their own. Obviously not what you want. They can eat your plastic if you don't know that. Right. So you don't want them to do that. So let's have a look at those tires first, shall we? These are rather shallow tires and they need a little bit of cleaning up, but you probably get away with it. Branding. Yeah, there is branding right over here. They have Michelin branding on their tires. Very interesting. I'm very not sure. Maybe you can put that in the comments. If they, by factory, would come out with Michelin tires, I'd rather would expect them to be with Goodyears or Firestones. Please do let me know if you know about that in the comments. Well, these tires go to one side because they go into a extra plastic bag. Then we have a bag right over here, which I will not open, which has glass for the lights, front lights, and obviously the windscreen. And that is still in plastic, which we appreciate. A couple of loose parts right over here. There we go. Not entirely sure what we are looking at, but there it is. I have no words, then I tell you no words. Here we go. Here's the engine, two engine halves also coming off the sprue. Now let's put them together. There's the 283, which you can see right over here. It's like lots of parts are molded in right over here. Starter, oil filter, molded in. So you have to detail paint that. Here you go. And obviously a gearbox is also connected to the engine. There we are. Then we have the bottom piece right over here, frame and exhaust, everything molded in. Not a huge fan of that, but there it is. You know, sometimes you just have to go with the flow, and if you want to have a 60s Corvette from Revell, that's what you have to make peace with. Even part of the suspension is molded in. I mean, really? Right, then we have the seats right over here. Part of the rear drivetrain right over here. Headers on that side. All in all, the plastic needs some tender loving care, but it's not horrible. Not by any means horrible. It just needs some love. Then here we have... Here we go. I was going to say that looks rough, but nobody's going to see that. Here you go. That is passenger and driver's side right over here. And once again, as you can see, everything down to the pedals molded in. Bit of a texture for the tire. Don't show it even any sanding paper, it will be gone. That's how shallow it is. Then we have more engine parts and more drivetrain parts right over here. Here's part of the front suspension A-frame, all molded in one piece. Here we have the door panels, inner door panels right over here, again with everything including the handles molded in. Right over there we have the steering wheel, which actually looks quite nice, very sporty, very kind of early 60s. Fan, valve covers, radiator, and the top of the engine right over here. Again, everything molded in, distributor, etc., etc., coil, everything is molded in here. So there are no extra parts, so you need to be a detail painter here as well. Here the belt assembly right over there, and then the lower part of the rear drivetrain. Right. Let's have a look what we have here. This looks like body parts. So this is not a all-in-one, one-in-all body. So these are the doors and the side panels. That's very cool. So you can detail paint that right over here. And then this looks like a rear part right over here, the rear lower part which goes there. We have the dashboard. Nice and detailed actually. Not bad. Not bad. You could make something out of this which looks really beautiful with the speaker on top. Again, wherever there's texture, texture is very shallow. So careful there with the sanding. Front piece right over here. Here you go. Lots of stuff molded in, including a battery and parts over here. Let's go a little bit closer so you can see the details. Here you go. So it's very detailed as what is molded in, so you need to have a steady hand to detail paint it. That's for sure. That is the lid, bonnet, hood, whatever you want to call it, right over here. Then we have the rear, sexy rear part right over here. That's obviously where the lights go. We have a pipe, cooling pipe right over here. I would assume these are the axles, plastic axles right over here. And yeah, that's about it. That is the front actually, which doesn't belong to the back. That goes on the front part. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is about it. It is a simple kit, but it is what it is. Let's meet upstairs again for my final thoughts. Right, the Corvette 60 from Revell. Certainly not a kit which will be remembered for its complexity, because it's not a very complex kit, but certainly a car which will be remembered for its beauty, which is the reason I have it, and I will not be afraid to build it at all. As I said, this is a 1989 Repop, beautiful car. Kit is reasonably clean, needs tender loving care. Textures are shallow, so you will need to be careful there that you don't sand stuff away. And lots of it, the stuff is molded in, so some detail painting will be required indeed. Apart from that, very nice kit. I think I will have fun building and especially painting that. Thanks very much for popping in. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly have fun showing the kit to you. Have a lovely day further and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.